My next guest takes on Chris Gruetzemacher coming up here at UFC 223 on April 7th. It is Joe Lauzon joining me here on the program. Joe, how are you?
Not much. How's it going?
It's going well, man. I see we're live on location at Lauzon's MMA. What's on deck today for classes and everything?
So I wrestled this morning. Or I grappled this morning. I boxed this morning. I lifted this morning. And then I got wrestling coming up in about half an hour or so. And then I'm done for the day. Kind of a nice day.
Good stuff, man. Well, I appreciate it. And I'm glad we're actually on location at Lauzon's MMA because that's kind of where I wanted to start this interview. One of your pupils, a guy that I've interviewed a bunch of times, Mike Rodriguez, is going to be making his UFC debut on this card. How much of a boost and how much does it mean to you to have Mike on this card with you for this upcoming fight?
It's awesome. You know, I haven't fought on any of the local shows in such a long time now. I've been in the UFC since 2006. So it's been a long time. You know, I got to fight with Proctor one or two times. But it's been a long time since I got to fight with any of the guys from our gym on the same card. So it's cool. You know, it's nice. It's kind of fun because he kind of gets to see the way we do everything all fight week long. He gets to kind of tag along, and he'll get to fight too. But like I think we're ahead of most people when it comes to like fight week stuff, just how we go about stuff. So it'll be good. It'll be good. A good first experience for him.
Excellent. And how, as a gym owner, do you sort of balance out your time when you have a fight coming up? Because I know there's obviously logistics and everything like that you have to worry about. How do you sort of balance that closer to fight time?
You know, it's tough sometimes. You know, I'm constantly spinning like 6 different plates, doing this, doing that. You know, but my gym, it kind of runs on its own. Like I'm here a lot, but it's set up in a way that, you know, I can take off and my classes get covered or whatever has to get, you know, happens. So it makes it really easy for like when I have to spar, I have to do this or I have to do that. You know, like I have all the classes that I teach are classes that I want to teach, and it's kind of like almost like a warm up for me. So before I do all my training, you know, I'll teach my class and then I'll go and warm up. I'll go and spar. I'll teach my class and I'll go and wrestle or whatever's going to go on. So it's difficult at times, but overall, it's, you know, I really enjoy it.
You're coming off a loss, unfortunately, in your last fight at UFC Fight Night 120 against Clay Guida. Now, you always learn more from a loss than a win. So what did you sort of take away the most from that fight?
You know, I think that, you know, there are a couple of things I don't want to talk about too much, but just, you know, every fight camp, every fight, you know, like sometimes things go the way you want to, sometimes they don't. You know, there are a couple of things I took away from it. I don't really want to get into too much, but, you know, I'm always focused on getting better. You know, like I'm always focused on getting better. I'm always trying to improve upon, even when fights go my way, I still want to improve upon them going forward. So it's just, you know, every fight just get better. You know, always take away something, whether you win or you lose. So that's what I try to do.
And I mentioned off the top there, you're taking on Chris Gruetzemacher, who's got the 13-3 record. How do you feel like you match up against him in this fight?
I like the matchup. You know, I feel like he's, you know, he tries to go out there and brawl with people. You know, he likes to, you know, take a punch to give a punch. You know, I feel like I have a pretty good advantage as far as like jiu-jitsu goes. But he's got good wrestling, so it's not easy to take down. So it'll be interesting. You know, I think that, you know, I think sometimes people think that I'm trying to go out there and just fight and brawl with people all the time, and I'm really not. Like I'm trying to get takedowns. I'm trying to take people down. I'm trying to fight people on the ground. It just doesn't always work out that way. But you know, I think I'm happy with the matchup. I think it's gonna be a good fight.
And who have been some of your main training partners for this camp, especially at Lauzon's?
You know, we're always trying to, you know, pull in whoever we can to get specific. You know, Gruetzemacher, he switches back and forth. So he goes lefty, he goes righty. So usually we're kind of limited on who we're going to train with and who we're going to spar with. But for this camp, it's been kind of nice because we can grab whoever. You know, so but I spar with a bunch with Chris Palmquist, Andy Aiello, Joe Proctor, Brian Marino. You know, I'm really lucky to have a lot of guys in my gym that are all around my weight. They can do a pretty good job of kind of emulating what he likes to do. So it's been pretty good.
And I know you've had sort of an influx of fighters coming and training more at your gym now, you know, guys like Calvin Cater and Rob Font. How has that been, sort of having sort of some new additions to the team, so to speak, because I know they train there a lot now?
You know, it's been great overall. You know, like I've always said since day one, we've always, you know, Joe Pomfret was my original trainer. He's my partner at the gym now. Always had the mentality of like, look, no one has all the answers. Everyone, you know, branch out, train whoever you can. And we've always done that. We've always trained with a lot of the schools around us. But recently, in the last, like, I don't know, 6 months, a year, we've got a lot of guys coming and training with us and, you know, showing up at our gyms. So, like, Saturday mornings are packed. You have, like, the best guys in New England. I think we had, like, eight or nine UFC guys here on Saturday morning this past week. It's been great. You know, it's been really, really good. And there's no egos. There's no one's like, I don't care about, you know, I don't need them to go and say they train with Lauzon or May. I don't need them to do this. I don't need them to do that. I just want them to come here and, you know, give me good work and give my guys good work. You know, and we're just, you know, 100% fighters first, don't care about anything else. So it's just been really, really good.
And kind of on that same note, what's the latest with your brother, Dan? Did he retire? What's sort of the latest with him?
So Danny hasn't fought in a while. He's just a bunch of bad luck. He broke his foot. He slipped and fell on some ice and broke his foot. And then it wasn't, he had to get all kinds of pins and put in it, and it wasn't really fully healed, and he fought again, and he got a broken arm in the fight. And he's just not really training a whole lot right now. I'm sure, I don't want to say he's done, because you never know. He's a maniac. But I think for the most part, he's probably not planning on fighting as much in the future.
And just staying away from black cats and broken mirrors and ladders and all that stuff too, right?
All the bad luck stuff, yeah. Danny tends to go looking for bad luck stuff, but he's been doing good. He's doing great lately.
What about the weight cut for you? Is that process started already ahead of this matchup?
So I eat like a fat kid. So all the way through, I had a sub today for lunch. I pretty much eat, and a couple cookies. I eat pretty much what I want. I never let my weight get way out of control. So today I'm like 168, 169, and I have to make 56. So I'm like, I could cut weight from pretty much here. I like to be a couple pounds lighter, but I could cut weight. I can make weight, tomorrow or 2 days from now. So, I'm not usually too bad, which is good for me, because instead of, most guys are like, they're in fight camp, but it's more like fat camp. It's like, okay, I have to lose weight. I have to lose 3 pounds a week, for each of the next 3 weeks, and I'll drop 8 pounds, and then I can make weight. I'm always ready to go. So that part's kind of nice for me. I think that, a lot of guys really struggle with weight and stuff like that, but I don't eat a lot of like junk food. I don't eat a lot of crap. I might have like a couple Oreos because my son Joey's like, oh, here's your 2 for you, Dada. But for the most part, I'm staying away from ice cream and stuff like that. I pretty much eat, what I want though. For I can have pasta, I can have steak, I can have all that kind of stuff, because, I'm not being a complete fat kid. I'm just eating, I'm a little more flexible there.
Good stuff. How do you see this fight sort of unfolding on April 7th?
I think it's gonna be a good fight. I really do. I think that we start from the feet, obviously, and I think I'm gonna look for let's take him down. I think if I take him down, I think it's pretty much a done deal, but I think that he just does a good job at defending guys, and, he kind of lures people into his kind of fight, and makes it difficult on people. I have to be in really good shape. I have to be fresh. I got to go after him. Ideally we go out, we take him down right away, we submit him. That's how I like to win every fight, but, obviously, he might have a little something to say about that. It might go a little otherwise, so we'll see.
I know you're not looking past your opponent here, but are you kind of looking ahead as far as, when you want to fight after this? If you come out healthy and all that, are you looking for sort of a quick turnaround, or you just want to kind of space the fights out?
I mean, I always want a quick turnaround, provided I come out healthy, but that's a big if. It's you never know what's going to happen, how it's going to go. But, I like staying active. I like being in the gym. Like you said, my weight never really gets out of control. So, I think a lot of guys get broken by the diet, or they don't want to do a fight camp because they don't want to do the diet. But for me, it's never really been a problem. It's always just about, staying healthy and getting after it. So, I mean, if this fight goes well, I want to, fight again right away. We'll kind of see, But if it doesn't go so well, or I get, hit a couple times, or, whatever else happens, or camp doesn't go as great as I would like, I definitely, I'll take time off. I never rush into a fight, if I'm not ready.
We just saw Ronda Rousey make the transition from MMA to pro wrestling. Is that something that would ever interest you at all?
Not so much. I mean, I used to love pro wrestling when I was back in high school, but not so much. It's more like, almost more like acting, I think. Than obviously there's a lot of athleticism there, and very real bumps and bruises and stuff like that. But I don't think that's for me. But who knows?
Who were your favorite wrestlers growing up? Who did you like watching?
The Rock. The Rock was the man. The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin. There are a whole bunch of really good guys. That was kind of how I got into training doing jiu-jitsu, because me and all my friends would get together and watch the pay-per-view, and I hate trampoline. So we'd all end up in the backyard, my house, on the trampoline, trying to powerbomb each other and choke slam. And then, I was kind of like the king of the neighborhood, because we would start fighting and try to, have a grappling match against each other. And I would get behind people. I was just always squirming. I'd get behind people. I'd get them in the rear naked choke. And then a couple of my friends started training jiu-jitsu, and they started triangling me. So it was like, this is bullshit. I can't have this. So that's how I started training. But I definitely don't watch anymore though. I couldn't tell you, 5 guys on the roster now.
I'm the same way. Attitude Era for me was what, got me watching wrestling. And then after that, it was just game over. It wasn't even on my radar. So I'm with you there. I think a lot of people are like that. It's interesting. Have you ever been to any events live before, or you just sort of watch the pay-per-views? Back
when I was in high school, I went to a bunch of shows, maybe 7 or 8 shows. It was SmackDown and Raw and a whole bunch of stuff like that. But I've been to a few.
Interesting. You mentioned obviously you're a family man and everything. Do you get any downtime anymore between your business and training camp? Do you get to play any video games or watch any TV at all?
A little bit. I've been watching a lot of TV lately, because I got a 3-month-old at home, so I'm constantly, it's you can't really do anything because he wakes up and he's crying, he wants to be held, all that stuff, So I just watched all of Altered Carbon. So I finished that a couple days ago, so that was really good. I just started Jessica Jones season 2. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite on Xbox.
So is everyone. It's so funny. I talk to so many fighters; they're all into that right now. It's you must be loving it.
Dude, the game's fun. You know, I think I've won I probably got 120 hours played between all the different game modes in the last few months. So I love video games, especially during fight camp, because it's a nice, easy way. Whatever's bugging me, I can toss an ice pack on it. I can sit there and not worry about it. You know, but I've won maybe 40 games between squads and duos, but I won my first game on solo the other day, so I was pumped. It was you know, winning the first one was just awesome. You know, I remember playing in the beginning, when Fortnite first came out, you know, playing a bunch and just being so hard to win, and then you win your first one and it's so amazing. And then, but I didn't have a solo win until the other day, and I finally got it. It was pretty awesome. Congrats,
man. Have you played against Mike at all? Because I know he's a big gamer too.
I think he's on PlayStation, so I've been playing mostly on Xbox. Okay. They're talking they could do some cross-platform, but I think it's Xbox to PC and PC to PS4, but not actually Xbox to PS4. So I don't know. I'll make him buy an Xbox or something.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to do that just for the trash talk alone. But
yep.
Joe, this is going to be an awesome fight. It's a UFC 223 coming up here April 7th. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, sir.
So check out my gym. It's Lauzon Mixed Martial Arts. It's LauzonMixedMartialArts.com or LauzonMMA.com. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Everything is just, you know, whatever it is /Joe Lauzon, JoeLauzon. Always posting stuff on there. My Instagram is honestly, it's more pictures of my kids and stuff like that, but that's how it goes. But yeah, you know, I'm always online. I'm always reachable. I'm always in the gym. If you want to come train, so my gym's in Easton, Massachusetts. So if you're around, you want to come check it out. Like I said, there'd be so many UFC guys here on a Saturday morning. It's crazy. So, but you want to, you know, come see high level guys train. It's the place to be.